The voters register has yet to be certified, and this will remain the case for another few days. In this report, our Kelsey Johnson tells us the steps are being taken to make this happen.
Purging of the voter register for the upcoming general election, an ongoing process with every expectation that it will be made official in 9 days. This considering the official register must be completed 15 days after the reading of the writ and the dissolution of the House of Assembly. Officials at the Parliamentary Registration Department are working feverishly to complete the register ahead of the general election set for September 16, 2021. Parliamentary Commissioner Lavardo Duncanson breaks down those registered.
That number comprised of some 29,143 individuals for Family Islands. That number includes some 30,925 for the island of Grand Bahama, and that number includes some 134,479 persons for the island of New Providence, which gives us, as of today's date, and it is subject to change because the exercise continues, that's a total of 194,547. What is noteworthy is that the persons up to today's date who would have been added to the register since 2017 comprise of some 20,400 plus individuals.
Those numbers also include those voting in the advanced polls on September 9th. Application deadlines for the advanced polls is August 27th. This in the case of all overseas voters, and September 4th for residents in New Providence and Grand Bahama. Duncanson explains why advanced polls will not be held on the Family Islands.
Family Island registered voters are scheduled to vote during the general election. As we can appreciate, the numbers within the Family Islands are not presenting themselves in the amount that it would on the islands of New Providence and Grand Bahama. If an individual is a student overseas, if an individual comprised of one of the government agencies by way of employment, and if that individual hails from one of the family of islands, it is at that time that such an individual from the family island will be permitted to vote in an overseas location.
Some 23 locations were also listed, 10 in New Providence, 4 in Grand Bahama, and 9 overseas voting locations, inclusive of London, England, Ottawa, Canada, Kingston, Jamaica, Port of Spain, Trinidad, Bridgetown, Barbados, Washington, D.C., New York City, Atlanta, and Miami in the USA. A Houston location is also being considered. Persons eligible to vote at the advanced poll are election agents, poll workers, uniform branch officers, seniors over the age of 65, candidates and their spouses, students studying abroad, and those traveling before the election or living overseas.